Welcome to SMBU's trading lesson of the week. I had a conversation yesterday with a very smart guy in my office who is visiting us to mentor and train with us for about 3 months. This is not a new trader. This is not a beginning trader. This is somebody who has a long history in financial services. This is a very sophisticated market participant with lots of experience. And he's with us to try and get better at his trading game, take it more seriously, try and make a profession out of this, transitioning out of his previous role. And we've been working with him on getting better. And one of the things that we're working on with him is stops. Unfortunately, one of the things we're working on with him is stops. Everyone comes to the table with challenges. One of his challenges is, for whatever reason, he is experiencing difficulties with hitting out of losing positions. And so we had a talk. And he said something really interesting. And it struck me as this is something that I would imagine lots of retail traders, lots of developing traders, lots of retail investors, lots of beginning investors also think and struggle with and combat. And he said, look, when I'm in a position, when I put a trade on, particularly a swing trade, and we were talking about a swing trade, we were talking about helping him execute better on his swing trades, to see more of his profits. He said, I have this conflict. And he said, I'm reading this really good book that explains why I have this conflict, the science behind it. But anyway, I have this conflict. And the conflict is that when my swing position passes across my stop loss demarcation, I don't hit out of it sometimes right away because I think it might come back. I think the trade might still work. And my conflict is if I exit, then I'm not going to get to experience the stock coming back and me actually being right. And so I stopped this gentleman right there, and I said very clearly, this is an example of a line you cannot cross. This is an example of a line a professional trader cannot cross. This is not optional. Stop losses, letting them run longer, is not optional. I want to actually take a huge step back as well and talk about the logic, or in this case, illogic, of allowing yourself to be in this position that's not necessarily working. So the conflict is, hey, it might work. Well, number one, actually, when the stock goes against a stop loss, it's much more likely not to work, and for you to lose a lot more money than you have to, than the small amount you might make back if the stock starts to turn around. Actually, the odds are against you. Actually, there shouldn't be any conflict intellectually, because when it crosses your stop loss, assuming you put in the right stop loss, the math is you're more likely to be losing more money at this point, as opposed to, hey, I'm just going to sort of get back to it. But there's even a more important point, which is that trading is not about being right or wrong. And so many people struggle with this. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about controlling your risk versus reward. When your stock, when your position crosses your stop loss, you have to hit out. Those are the rules of the game. That's the way it is. It's not about being right. It's about controlling your risk. And further, all traders, when they start, they want to be big, right? I've never met a trader who we've worked with or trained or backed who didn't want to be a really big-ass, big position, swinging around with lots of money trader. If you don't learn how to control your risk reward, you can never be big. You can't make a career out of, oh, you know what? I'm going to hold on to my losers and hope that they come back and work for me. You can be big if you do a really good job of controlling your risk, pressing positions that are working for you, because firms understand, can see from your numbers that you're not in one bad trade going to rip up an entire month or an entire year or put the firm at jeopardy. And so I was actually having a conversation last night at a StockTwits event with a pretty wise market veteran who works with traders and some of the more sophisticated traders in the world. And the gentleman said, look, I don't work with traders who have trouble controlling their risk reward. He just doesn't, the biggest traders in the world, like that's not even something on their radar. Guys who trade over $100 million, they're not worrying about their stop loss. That's not an issue for them. They're thinking about edge, they're thinking about the next trade. And so for the retail trader, for the newer guy, there are lines. There are lines you cannot cross. And this is one of them. Letting things run against your stop loss, you're on the wrong side of it. It's like, just like when you go to Yankee Stadium, you can't walk onto the field. Okay? It's just like when you go to Madison Square Garden, you can't walk onto the court during the game. As a trader, you cannot cross the line of not hitting out of something that's not working for you. And what's really interesting about this trader we're working with is that he really has nice edge. But because he's struggling with this one issue, which we'll correct, he's not keeping enough of his profits, and we're not seeing, and he's not seeing how good he can be because he's allowing these losers to really impact his overall winners. And you don't want to do that. Okay, don't cross that line. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. SMBU has some great news for you. If you enjoyed that last video, if it helped your investing or your trading game, you can go to our site, our home site, smbu.com, click on the banner, and sign up for a free daily trading video. These videos encapsulate equities trading, options trading, automated trading, so that you can get a little bit better each day at your trading and investing game. I hope these videos help. I hope you take the opportunity to sign up and enjoy them each day. Thank you.